Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 2, episode 3 of the Writing Hole Podcast. I'm Timothy Carasolis,
And I'm Ewan Petty.
and today we have one interesting topic to talk about.
So today, everyone, we will be discussing Prop 50, which is a very important issue for California voters because it affects what congressional district lines are. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and let's get right into it.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing is my faith.
So, Ewan, what is Prop 50?
Prop 50 is a ballot measure going before California voters on November 5th, 2025, which asks voters for permission to put in place congressional maps until the 2032 election cycle, which are drawn in such a way that the Democrats would most likely flip 5 Republican-held congressional seats during the midterm elections in 2026. Keep in mind that the current congressional maps are drawn by an independent redistricting commission who would be boxed out of the maps drawing process until 2031. A few supporters and donors of the Yes on Prop 50 effort are the Fund for Policy Reform, which is mainly bankrolled by George Soros, the House Majority Political Action Committee, and labor unions such as the California Teachers Association and the California Nurses Association. While on the other hand, some people opposed to the Yes on Prop 50 effort are Charles T. Munger Jr., the Congressional Leadership Fund, and former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. It is interesting that Democrats are mostly for this while Republicans are against. When we talk about California Prop 50 specifically for this year's $250 million special election, the topic that comes up is gerrymandering. Now, Timothy, why don't you give us a breakdown of that?
Thank you, Ewan. I definitely agree with you. The Democrats are showing us their inherent values of keeping power with the government and honestly just taking away power from the people. They've been showing us this for a while, and this completely just blows it out of the park with opening our eyes and completely showing us their true intentions. But usually after every census, these political districting lines are redrawn to reflect population change after every 10 years. Now, this special election completely does not reflect that. We are not at the 10-year period, which we should be doing this election in 2031. It shouldn't be happening yet. However, Governor Newsom is instead doing this to gain a political advantage. This causes what we know as gerrymandering. Gerrymandering in this case manipulates a body of district lines and changes the votes to favor a specific party. If it isn't obvious why this is an issue, let me explain. We the people are supposed to vote in politicians, not politicians choosing what our vote means. This prop undermines that completely by allowing the votes to sway in their favor. And this really goes back to, if you want your vote to be represented and do not want to be silenced, this is exactly what you must stand against. Now, this is all thanks to a certain California committee known as the California Redistricting Committee, who are responsible for drawing the district lines. Now, Ewan, please give us more information on that.
California's Redistricting Commission is an independent map drawing commission that is made up of 5 Republicans, 5 Democrats, and 4 non-affiliated commissioners. The 5 Republican congressmen that the Democrats are attempting to redistrict out of their seats are Representative Doug LaMalfa, Representative Kevin Kiley, Representative Ken Calvert, Representative Darrell Issa, and Representative David Valadao.
And honestly, this, as I said, it shows where the Democrats' hearts lie. They don't want to just win an election. They want to destroy the voice of Republican voters. These districts, which would have went one complete different way, are in the process of being manipulated by Democrats, and it's completely not right. The reason Governor Newsom is doing this is to combat Texas and Missouri's redistricting to gain 6 seats in the House. Now, mind you, this is perfectly legal and fair. However, Governor Newsom has decided to combat this by drawing completely absurd new lines that would mix the Bay Area and the Valley. This ignores the Valley's voice and ruins fair competition for elections. These redistricting lines favor only one party that has had control for far too long, the Democrats. If you want your voice to speak to America, we must start here by speaking and using our voice to vote our governor and against this prop.
California's Redistricting Commission was first created in 2008 through the Voters First Act, ballot measure which was approved by California voters with 50.9% of the vote, which established an independent redistricting commission to draw state assembly, state senate, and the Board of Equalization districts. This proposition was later expanded during the 2010 election cycle and passed with 61.3% of the vote, to include the redrawing of House of Representative districts as well. And the first set of maps that were drawn for the House of Representatives were used during the 2012 election cycle. Interestingly enough, A ballot measure that was put before California voters during the 2010 election cycle that would have removed the commission failed by 19%. Now, Timmy, do you have any closing thoughts or ideas regarding today's episode?
There's some stuff I have to say, but I completely believe that Lorenzo A. Rios said it better than me. Our farmers feed our state. We cannot take away their voices. They've done so much for us, and the very least we could do for them is letting them have their own voice and opinions on this matter. Representation must be fair all around, not politicians choosing how much our vote is worth. Instead of fighting fair, Democrats are choosing to try and gain dominance in a very cheap way. Although many people out there feel like not voting is fine because your vote has been silenced for too long, I ask you please not to give up strength and hope in a fair, bright, and competitive voting system. Now that's all I have to say about this. Ewan, back to you.
Yes, everyone, I urge you to evaluate the facts and vote no on Prop 50. It doesn't just affect now, it affects many years into the future. And that is what I have to say regarding Prop 50, so please vote no. And we will see you all next time on the next episode of the Right Angle Podcast.